Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. Also welcome if you are new. Thank you for stopping by. So I am currently sitting in my yard, just sitting in the car in my yard, and a few thoughts just ran through my mind. So I was looking at some notes that I had written in August, and it was in this video, of course, as I said before, I'm going to be talking about a few things that you'll notice start to happen once you start working on yourself. Number one is you stop putting up with nonsense. So the things you used to let slide, you'll realize that you can no longer tolerate it. Why? Because you have more respect for yourself, your time, your space, your energy. Not only that, oftentimes when we are working on ourselves, that is when we're also instituting boundaries. That's one of my favorite B words. But when we're working on ourselves, that's when we normally start instituting certain boundaries in different relationships we have in our life. And so if someone used to talk to you a certain type of way, maybe they can't do that anymore. If you were the friend that they could just call up last minute to go run errands for them or go somewhere with them without any consideration whatsoever for your time, they can't do that anymore. If they could just come and borrow money from you, not pay it back, that can't happen anymore. Matter of fact, I have a rule: do not lend friends money. If a friend asks me for money, if I don't have it, I can't lend it. Because if I'm gonna give you money, I'm giving you money. Exactly so. So yeah, you're gonna notice that there are certain things that you will not put up with anymore. You won't handle people disrespecting you. You won't agree with certain people calling you all hours of the night, or not giving you notice to do certain things, or notice to come somewhere, or just popping in at your home to stay overnight without telling you first. Those things, you'll realize that they start to irritate you as you put boundaries in place for yourself and others while working on yourself. You'll realize that there are some things that never bothered you before that you cannot and will not tolerate. Number two, another thing that you'll notice when you start to work on yourself is that you're going to lose some friends. The thing that you're going to notice when you start working on yourself is that you're going to lose some friends and intimate relationships. To be very honest with you, this sounds cliche, it's repetitive, but people are in your life for a season. There are some people who are there for the long haul, but there are some people that are gonna not make it into your next season. Why? Because oftentimes different versions of ourselves attract different types of people to us. If you were broken at one point and hurt and dealing with certain insecurities, you may find that the people you were friends with at that time, they were going through some sort of similar challenge as you. Now we all can grow and evolve into better versions of ourselves. We all have that ability. God gave us the ability to change, to become better. That's why we have His grace and His mercy. But there are some people who are not committed to developing themselves. There are some people who are comfortable with being mediocre. And so those are the type of people that when it is that you start working on yourself, let's say you had a very unhealthy eating habit, you decide that you want to start eating clean, going to the gym, working out, taking care of yourself, implementing a skincare routine, looking nice, dressing more modest, chic, looking nice. There are some people who are gonna be either jealous or try to discourage you from changing. And a lot of the times people discourage us from becoming better because they are threatened. They feel threatened that either they will feel inferior or think that you're trying to be better than them, Or they'll just be straight up jealous that you had the courage to change and they did not. See where I'm going with this? And so if you're moving out of a season where you were broken and ill mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whichever of the alleys, and now you're moving into a season where you are healed, I'm not saying that you cannot take those friends with you in terms of offering them a word of encouragement, inspiring them, giving them some friendly advice. But if you realize that you have to be drilling into these people change and development for themselves, then you're taking energy out, energy that you could be putting into your own life, putting it into them. And you should know if a friendship is no longer serving you, meaning if you realize that this person is not committed to growth, and that is affecting your relationship with them, it is affecting how you communicate with them, then maybe you need to take a step back and reevaluate where these people's positions are in your life. If you become a Christian and you don't want to be out partying and drinking and smoking and all of that, then you maybe don't need to be hanging out with the people who you used to smoke with, party with, drink excessively with, if it is that you don't want to do that anymore. Because you're going to be influenced by them. You can either be the one influencing or the one being influenced. And so you need to decide what it is that you want for yourself, and recognize that not everyone is going to continue life with you. Not everyone is in your life to do life with you. Some people, you can't take them where you're going, point blank, period. That's just it. Now, if they're committed to growth and they are people who encourage you, uplift you, people who you can actually talk to and communicate with in a healthy fashion, and those are friends. Those are friends right there. But if you realize that you're changing for the better, and you love who you're becoming, and you have people in your life who are committed to pulling you back to your old self, drop them and move on. God will send the people who you need for your next. Period. Okay. And oftentimes when you start setting boundaries too, that's when you see who people truly are. You see the people who wanted to take advantage of your kindness in the first place. You see people how they did not respect you. So watch out for the signs, especially in your friendships and relationships. Just to piggyback off this point as well, when you're working on yourself, another thing that will happen is that you will feel lonely. You will definitely feel lonely. There are moments of loneliness, especially if you do not have an intimate relationship, or that's someone that you can go to that you know that's your person. You will feel lonely at times. I'm going to do a video on isolation or loneliness or whatever. I'm going to do a video somewhat around that topic. But there are ways to work on yourself and not be consumed by loneliness. If it is that you have to go through a period where you're losing friends, or you have to go through a breakup, maybe you're leaving an abusive relationship, or a toxic friendship, or a toxic work relationship, there are ways to change your perspective on losing those persons that will make you not so alone. And I can talk more about that. But a part of it comes from truly knowing who you are, on focusing your energy on focusing your energy on things that you like to do, things that you would like to do with your life. When you start venturing into new spaces, maybe you're learning a new hobby. I went through a period of loneliness, and trust me, I'll go more into this, but that's how I was blessed with some new friends. So there are ways to work around the loneliness that you'll feel. Maybe you need to just spend some more time with your family during this moment when you're losing friends, or you just suffered a breakup. Maybe there are some relationships in your family that you can try to mend. in this moment of your isolation while you are building yourself. Now, another thing that will start to happen to you as you are working on yourself is that you will stop being impressed by things that you can do for yourself, and you'll focus more on the mentality of those around you. That speaks for itself, to be honest. And I particularly use this point when it comes on to dating. I am at a point in my life now where I'm not looking for just a fling. I don't want to be a long-term girlfriend and settle that just girlfriend. I would like to get married someday and have a family. Now, there are things I look for when I'm dating someone. Character is very important. Do you love God? Do you believe in God? What are your morals like? Do you have integrity? Are you honest? Are you trustworthy? Are you faithful to your family? Do you care about your family? How do you view commitment? I'm not impressed by you buying me a meal. I'm not impressed by you buying me clothes or buying me things in general because I work. I can buy it for myself. No, that is not to say I do not appreciate those things. I like being taken care of. I like being wined and dined. I like getting gifts. I really enjoy that, and I appreciate anyone that goes out of their way to do nice things for me. I really do. I love a manly man. I like to be provided for. I like to be taken care of. But here is what I'm getting at. Do not be so impressed by these things that the things that matter, like a person's character, you do not properly vet. And I did a video on vetting people who enter your life. I'll try to link it down below. But do not be so impressed by the fact that he can buy you a car or he can get you some nice clothes that you don't pay attention to the fact that he is a liar. He is not trustworthy. He is not a man of his word. He does not have good character. He treats people badly. He hates his family. Things like that. He's selfish. Try to do those things for yourself. Honestly, working on yourself, another part of working on yourself comes with the finances. For me, finances are big. When you work on your finances, I'm not saying you use that to lead, like, oh, I'm independent, I don't need you. But for yourself, you know that you can provide yourself security. That's why it's called self-worth, self-work, self-love, self-care. For yourself, you already feel secure and safe. And with that taken care of, you know that God's got you. You know you're protected. And with that being said, you can now go out and properly look at what's being offered to you, what's being sold to you. Okay? Now, another thing that happens when we are working on ourselves, and this is my last tip or thing, you pay less attention to what people think about you and more about what you think. And more about what you think about yourself. I don't know, that sentence sounded very wordy. But yeah, you don't care what people think. You only care about what you think. For me, I care about what I think and what God thinks. And if I'm not going against the word of God, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was at work one time, and someone said to me that they didn't like something that I was wearing. And I looked at them and I was like, well, I like it. No, it doesn't look good. You shouldn't wear it again, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, I like it. And I may just wear this next week. So please, leave me alone. There is a beauty of being confident in yourself, in your choices, loving yourself, loving who you are completely. When you do, it's very hard for you to become triggered. It's very difficult for something to trigger you. It's very hard for you to be bothered by people sharing their unsolicited advice and giving you their opinions. You're not. You just don't care. It goes through one ear and comes out the other. And that's how I want you to live. I want you to get to that point where, yeah, sometimes people say some things and you're human. You may hurt a little teeny bit. But if you have truly worked on yourself, trust me, it lasts for less than a minute. Just like a little flicker. That's it. So yeah, these are just some of the things that will happen when you start working on yourself. Let me know if there's anything that has started happening to you since you've started your self-love, self-care, whatever you want to call it, journey. Please do not forget to check out my previous videos, especially the ones I mentioned in this video. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Okay? Bye!